everyone, I'm Asia Dang, and today we're talking about holiday budgeting. And yes, the holidays are the most wonderful time of the year, but it is also the most expensive time of the year. So this video is all about how to set a budget for the holiday season, how to plan your budget for the holiday season, and I'm going to show you my budget breakdown for the 2022 holiday season, okay? So if you're like me and you have already built your 2022 holiday budget, congrats, we've did it. Now is the easy part because saving up for the holidays was the hard part. So we will have a less stressful time this season and I'm so here for it. If you haven't built a sinking fund for the holiday season, don't worry, we're gonna talk about how you can set your budget this year, but next year, give it a try. I promise you, it'll be so much less hectic, less stressful, and you'll be feeling really good about yourself. So I promise, don't worry about it, we'll get you there. So if you've never built a holiday budget before, this is what you're gonna do. First of all, you're going to go through your bank statements from last year, November, December, to see how much roughly you spent on holiday spending. So this is actually how I would recommend you build your very first budget in general. If you've never budgeted before and want to build a monthly budget for your monthly, daily, weekly expenses, this is how I would recommend doing it as well. Go through your bank statements for the past 3 months and just like see what you've been spending your money on, kind of average it out, and that can be the base of your monthly budget. And the same is gonna go for your holiday spending budget. Go to last year, November, December, see how much you spent on holidays. Again, this should be all encompassing, including gifts, including groceries or dinners, clothes if you need to buy new clothes, travel, all of that stuff. See how much you spent last year, and that will be kind of the base of where we're going to begin. Now, after you do that, I've been seeing a lot of people recommend kind of a rule of thumb of your holiday spending should not exceed more than 1.5% of your income. So if you made $100,000, you should not be spending more than $1,500 on your holiday spending. For me, honestly, I guess because I travel every holiday, that seems like a very, very low number. But again, that's where you comparing that number to the budget that you spent on last year is going to help, because you can either split the difference, you can say, wow, actually I was pretty straight on with my spending, or dang, I need to spend a lot less. Again, I want to make it very clear that budgeting doesn't necessarily mean being cheap, or finding the best discount or whatever. Budgeting for me is spending your money responsibly. So even if you are spending above your 1.5% rule of thumb for holiday spending, as long as you know where your money is going and you're responsible with it and you're not going into credit card debt that you're gonna have to be paying, months later after Christmas, then I'm all for it. But I'm just giving you kind of a rule of thumb. If you've never budgeted before, what you're gonna do is go back to last year, see how much you spent on average on holiday things, determine how much 1.5% of your income is, and then kind of see how you feel about those numbers, adjust it to your particular circumstance, and it's just a good starting point, okay? Again, if you're like me and you've built or planning to build a sinking fund, you can spend however much you want on the holidays, because we ideally have 11, 12 months to save up for it. So I'm gonna show you my budget in a little bit, but my budget, because of what I've been spending every holiday, because we go to Houston, we have to either board the dogs or we take the dogs, we have to get airfare, we have to get an Airbnb for at least a week. My holiday budget is $5,000. Even though it is a lot of money, I can sit back, cool as a cucumber, and anything I don't spend, I can either buy myself a nice gift or save it in a sinking fund for 2023 holiday spending. So, and if you're looking at your numbers and saying, oh my God, if it's making you feel a little anxious, I just wanna go ahead and say that it is okay to rethink your holiday traditions. It has been a rough couple years for everyone across the board. And I feel like if you pitch the idea to your friends or family of doing a, like a white elephant or a Secret Santa instead of buying every single person you know and love a gift, I think that people would agree with that. Also remember, DIY gifts are really fantastic. One of my friends as a wedding gift actually DIY'd us our own personal candle from her candle company, which is really lovely. For gifts for people who are impossible to shop for, like my dad and my grandmother, my popo, I'm just going to give them framed pictures of us together from the wedding. I know that they will love it, and it'll probably cost, with shipping, maybe $10. So while it is really impressive to buy these really extravagant, lovely gifts for the people you love, you definitely don't have to. And I would argue that probably the more affordable gifts that you can offer your friends and family are the ones that mean the most to them. So don't stress about it. There are definitely ways to give meaningful gifts without having to drop a dime on it, all right? So I just wanted to go ahead and mention that because you may feel pressured to spend a lot of money on the holidays and you really don't have to. Again, there's ways to give your friends and family meaningful gifts, special times during the holidays without having to spend a lot of money. With all that being said, let's break down my $5,000 holiday budget. Now, while I love a paper planner, you all know this. The Master Plan 2023 planners are out, by the way. Here is my sinking fund, by the way, for the holidays, along with some in the earlier pages. This one was obviously more for the wedding and things, but even though I do love a paper planner, I find that it is actually easier to budget for something like the holidays or even my wedding within my Notion template. So if you didn't know, we have a Master Plan Notion wedding planner, which is actually one of our best sellers at Master Plan. People really love it. But the budgets that I use, you can see here's kind of all of my pages here. It's just a simple budget within the Notion template. So it's free. Notion is free to use. The budget template is free to access, and you just, customize it however you want. But this is the beginnings of my $5,000 holiday budget. Once you figure out what your holiday budget is, what your max spending is, then you're going to think about the most important things that you need to spend money on first. And then you get those first, and then everything else within your budget should fall into place. So obviously every year we go to Houston. It's where Brian's family is from. So the most important things for our spending obviously are the flights and the Airbnb or the hotel stay. And it would also kind of be dog boarding as well, but we're bringing the dogs with us again. Buying tickets for the dogs to fly on an airplane is significantly cheaper than having them to be boarded in LA, so it actually is saving us a little money, which is insane. Airbnb for us is pretty tricky because since the boys are coming with us, we need someplace that is dog friendly. We wanted someplace with a big backyard because we obviously live in LA where we have no grass or no backyard. So we wanted them to enjoy their space, and we also wanted it to be walkable. We found a really great Airbnb in the Montrose area, which if you're familiar with Houston is very cute, very walkable, and something exactly what we wanted. Brian's sister has given us Airbnb gift cards for the past 2 years, so we were able to add about $350 in credit towards this expense. So our Airbnb cost for the holiday season is around $1,700. Again, that is for about a week. Following that, we had to get round trip tickets for the boys and us, and that cost about $1,300 on United. So after all the necessities, basically just the flight and Airbnb, after all of that is taken care of, now we can continue to distribute our funds. Now, next we have Thanksgiving dinner. I will never, ever in my life make a Thanksgiving dinner by hand ever again. Brian and I did it once a couple years ago. And one, the turkey wasn't even very good. And two, someone brought pho for Thanksgiving dinner to our house to distribute to everyone as food. And they all ate the pho, which was delicious by the way, and not our turkey or our traditional Thanksgiving things. So that experience has scarred me for life, forever making Thanksgiving dinner by hand. So what I do now is I buy it. This year we're gonna order Laurie's. They have an incredible spread that all I have to do is heat things up. So how you determine this is actually quite easy. Okay, so we have a dinner for four option for $300. 300 times 2 tips. So let's actually do 360 because that will include tip. That's kind of how you budget for something like this, is you actually go through and see how much something will cost. So Thanksgiving dinner is gonna cost us $360. Now, since those things are taken care of, let's talk about gifts. But like I said, with my Popo and my dad, I'm gonna give them framed photos of us from the wedding and then ship it because they're like two of the hardest people to shop for the holidays. I don't understand. My brother specifically asked me for his birthday, which I didn't get him a birthday present, so this will be a 2-in-1, wanted actually some kind of cologne. And Le Labo is really fantastic and it is actually pretty pricey. But I do think it makes like for a really lovely gift. But we have a Le Labo store around the corner for where we live, so this will be a very easy gift. For my girlfriends, I'm giving them custom illustrations. Let me show you actually. So one of our friends from our wedding gave us these really cute custom illustrations of Brian and I and the dogs. And I just thought it was really lovely, so we're gonna frame them, but I thought this would make for a great Christmas gift for my girlfriends. So I found some pictures, I contacted the artist, and she's going to make these illustrations for me, for my friends. I don't know how much it costs yet. Let's say $200 just to have something written down. Now, Girls' Day. So this will be my first time being a Mrs. Poos for Christmas. So I think what I'm gonna do is put together a Girls' Day for my mother and sister-in-laws. All of them are busy. 2 of them are moms. So I feel like this would be a really great opportunity to kind of spoil them in a way that they probably don't get that often. So I kind of roughly budgeted $300. Once I figure out where I wanna take them, I can do a more in-depth budget and confirm the costs of that. Now the only one left is my mom, and apparently she wants like a Zumba or something. Is that what it's called? My brother and I are gonna split this. I'm gonna estimate $250 per person, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot less because we will probably secure a Black Friday deal. So if you have any recommendations about what are they called? They're called robot vacuums. Okay, so if you have any recommendations for, what is a Zumba? What was I thinking? Anyways, if you have any recommendations for robot vacuums for my mom, let me know in the comments. But yeah, there are definitely some really expensive options, but I think we could get a good deal on a good quality robot vacuum for Black Friday. So let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations. And that leaves us with a little bit under $700 to get Brian's gift. Now this gift is going to be a little bit different because I think what we're going to do instead of giving each other actual gifts is we're going to kind of figure out how we can get to Tokyo. Apparently it's a really good time to go to Tokyo. It's affordable and the flights are cheap. So I think whatever money we have left over within this budget, or after I buy myself something, that money will then go towards maybe a flight or a hotel stay for us to go to Tokyo. So that is my $5,000 holiday budget. So that is it for this video. I hope this video didn't stress you out because I know how holiday spending can be very stressful. But anyways, if you have any comments or questions or concerns, please let us know in the comments section. Again, let me know your recommendations for the robot vacuum. What is a Zumba? I'm Aisha Dang, happy holidays, and I will see you all next video. Okay, bye.